I picked up a bunch of fresh blueberries yesterday, and today we're gonna make some blueberry lemon muffins. Let's get baking. So to get started, you're gonna need half a cup of unsalted soft butter. I threw mine in the microwave for 30 seconds to soften it up a little bit. To the butter, we're going to add 1 cup of white sugar. You're gonna wanna combine this really well to start out your base. Right, once you get this kind of consistency, we're gonna wanna go ahead and add the eggs. 2 large eggs, room temperature preferred. Make sure you don't get any shells in there. All right, now we're gonna add in half a cup of milk. If you have milk that has started to sour a little bit, that's even better. It works, great way to use it up, and it goes awesome in this recipe. We're also gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I cannot find my teaspoon measure, so we're going to add by half a teaspoon at a time. A little tedious, but it gets the job done. As I spill it everywhere. Then to really get the lemon flavor going in this, I'm actually going to zest in the skin of 1 lemon. All right, make sure you scrape out. My dogs are howling at the sirens, so sorry about that. Scrape out the extra zest that's stuck in the grater. Super flavorful, you don't want to waste any of that. Then we're gonna save this lemon for something special after. Then we're gonna want to take a lemon squeezer, squeeze in the juice of 1 whole lemon. I know everyone says baking is an exact science, but you know, not really. It is to a point. So, like I said, 1 whole lemon. All right, and mix that in well. Okay, we're gonna add in just a couple shakes of salt. Should work out to about 1/4 teaspoon. Then we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of trusty old baking powder. We are gonna need 2 cups of flour. All-purpose white works best. Obviously you can use what you have available to you. I would just note, if you are gonna use a different type of flour, like whole wheat, for example, different types of flour actually hold liquid differently. So you're gonna wanna make sure that the consistency comes out the same. So you might have to add a little more or a little less flour. We're gonna stir to combine. All right, now we have this nice batter consistency. This is what you want. So if you are using an alternative flour, make sure you're still coming out with this type of consistency and you'll be good. Now on to the star of the show, the blueberries. We're gonna wanna add about 2 cups of blueberries. I'm using fresh. You can definitely, oh, we got a bitter one in there. He's not quite ripe yet. You can definitely use frozen berries if you would like. Don't thaw them out first, or else your whole batter is gonna turn like Smurf blue. Cup number 2, mine are a little bit heaping because, you know, who doesn't like blueberries? Couple things to note, oh, a little stem on him. If you are using blueberries in any type of your baking, number 1 is you don't want to over stir it, because again, you'll get that Smurf blue effect through your baking. And number 2, for any berries for that matter, or fruit in your baking, you don't want to overload it too much, or else your baking won't actually rise appropriately and it will flatten down while it's baking from the juices of berries. Just gonna gently stir these in, gently being very key. We want to try not to mush them up. but obviously still get them well incorporated. Beautiful, look at it, just bursting with berries. It's what we want. I've gone ahead and lined my muffin tin with these lovely sports themed parchment paper wrappers. If you don't want to use muffin wrappers, you can always just spray down your tins with some oil or butter to make sure that nothing sticks. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and spoon the mixture in here and try not to make a mess. You want your muffin tins about 3/4 of the way full. That's gonna give you the best results. I will admit I am super guilty of not doing this myself and just overloading these suckers because I get a little too excited. Like that one, he is overloaded. Get some of that out of there. Okay, so now we have our muffins all trayed up. They look pretty awesome. They are gonna go into the oven at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes they take in my oven. Obviously judge accordingly. When a toothpick goes in and comes out smooth, you're good to go. And then once they come out and cool off, we're gonna put a delicious lemon glaze on top, so stay tuned. Okay, so our muffins are all out of the oven and looking delicious. So our next step is to make the glaze. This part is totally optional, but highly recommended. I have about 1/3 cup of icing sugar. We're gonna take half of a lemon and squeeze that lemon juice into that icing sugar. It's gonna be approximately 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then we're just gonna give it a little stir. If it seems too runny, if your lemon had too much juice in it, we're just gonna add a little bit more icing sugar if that's the case. So the consistency we're wanting is a nice thin glaze. Not like water thin, but you'll see here in a second. So this is the consistency we're looking for here, right? All right, so what you're gonna wanna do is take a toothpick and poke all over the top of the muffin and poke holes, and be pretty generous with the holes. All right. Then you're gonna wanna take just a little bit of your glaze, maybe about 1/2 teaspoon, and you're just gonna wanna shift it over top. Drip it over, it can run off the sides, that's fine, we can clean that up. Get it all around, and essentially what you wanna do is get it down into the little holes, and then let these sit and chill for a little bit. And what'll happen is that glaze is gonna get down all through the muffin, and it's gonna be like the ultimate moist maker inside that blueberry lemon muffin, and give it a really fresh lemon punch. And here's our final result. Look at it. So fluffy and literally bursting with berries. They are falling out. All right, that one small trick is gonna take your blueberry lemon muffins from an 8 to a holy shit, how did you make this? So highly recommend doing the lemon glaze. And I hope you enjoyed that recipe. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.